Yes, we are back. Shout out to us for making it back. E, You, me, all of us. And today we're gonna be looking at, excuse me, Diablo 4 all new dev update, a total nightmare, and wild necromancer possibilities. Then preloading question mark. So let's hop right into it.
A lot happening around Diablo 4 today. Yes, we got a new sneak peek of the nightmare dungeons we will be taking on in Diablo 4 and the different effects that will be making them, well, very nightmarish. Plus, is it possible to have a cool
Nightmarish.
Thorns shield build for the Necromancer? Why, yes, it is apparently. And you can even do something really cool with the Skellies on such a build. Also, a game-breaking XP bug was spotted during the server slam. What's Blizzard going to do about it, if anything at all? And Blizzard also comments about the ongoing Xbox Activision acquisition. What's going to be happening to Diablo 4 in the future? And
Man, I should get some Activision stock, bro. Imagine if we all got some Activision stock.
fans point out never before discussed changes that need to happen. These are really important. But also, check this out right here. So I found a way to increase internet speeds while improving lag to make your Diablo 4 experience smooth, and at the same time, you'll discover new content
Out
beyond
of
Diablo
respect for the
4
hustle,
while
I'll
keeping your
watch it,
internet
man.
browsing
Out of
private.
respect for
I'm
the
talking
hustle.
about private internet access.
Out of
It's the ultimate
respect.
VPN solution with over 30 million downloads, an excellent rating on Trustpilot, and a no-log policy. Now, private internet access is the perfect way to safeguard your online privacy while at the same time increasing your internet speeds while gaming. Its encrypted tunnel technology hides your IP address, ensuring your online activity is protected from hackers even when you're connected to a public Wi-Fi. So join me in
To be fair, that does happen. To be fair, it does happen. I've seen it happen. So it does happen.
protecting yourself online. Right now, private internet access is seeing a big
But the big solution is you just don't go outside. You know, you stay to yourself, don't use public Wi-Fi, you grind for 4 years, and then it won't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's my solution.
discount of 83%,
Damn.
only about $2.03 a month. And you'll also get 4 extra months completely free by clicking the link in the description below. And if you're not satisfied, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 24/7 customer support is always available. So follow that link in the description below. Now, private internet access works seamlessly on all platforms, including Windows, Mac OS, Android, Linux, and iOS, and also allows
Why do you
unlimited
pronounce
device
Linux like
protection with
that?
a single subscription. And yes, the installation process is super easy, and you can get connected within minutes.
Linux.
And here's the big secret: with private internet access, you can also overcome regional restrictions by switching your IP.
All right, my patience has grown worn with this. I can't.
Check it out. It says, think you've conquered a dungeon? Think again. In Diablo 4 Nightmare Dungeons, dozens of different effects has modified dungeons into even more deadly versions with additional challenges and rewards. And let's play the video. So first of all, we have Drifting Shade. It says this right here: a vengeful spirit pursues players, exploding as it draws near. This one sounds like it's going to be a pain
That sounds
in
kind
the
of fun.
butt, to be honest with you. Next up, we have
Hey.
Stormbane's Wrath, which says this: an unstoppable elemental follows players, inflicting damage when it gets closer. So you're going to be very wary about actually traversing the dungeon and be aware of your positioning when battling. And we
Okay.
can't forget about Nightmare Portal. That one sounds like fun. It says deadly monsters emerge from portals intent on cutting players down. So yeah, I think that one out of all of them
Intent on
sounds like the
cutting
most
players
interesting
down.
for me personally. So I'm excited to get that
Go.
sigil in particular. Remember, they said there's dozens of these sigils. It would be cool, I have to say, if they can have a sigil that can actually create like different traps in dungeons where walls are closing in on you or making the dungeon shift and change. I think that would be interesting. But yeah, let's
By
keep
the way, if you
going and see
hear
what
just
Rod
dogs, the
Ferguson had to
dogs
say
can't do
today.
anything.
So he goes on to say this right here: before Server Slam ended yesterday, I found a cool Thorns shield for my Necromancer, and now I'm just sitting here thinking about a Thorn-centric build, and why isn't it June 1st already so that I could be making that build already? I know, man, I cannot wait for the release of this game. But it goes to show that, yes, apparently it is very possible to have a Necromancer Thorns-centric type build, and yes, apparently the shield can be actually pretty useful.
If I play Necro, it would be that type of build because I am just over the mass summon and AFK run. I'm kind of over that playstyle. It's not as fun as I thought it was gonna be. Once you get it to where you have to get it, it really is just like, what now? What now? What now? What now? Can I get better gear yet? No, you can't. Okay, no. What now?
as well. Now, also, we have this one right here. It says, imagine if you can give a percentage of your thorns value to your skelly defenders, though. And Rod Ferguson does confirm you do. There's even a passive that boosts it. So, yes, it is very possible to really thorn up, I guess you would say, your skelly army. I'm kind of curious to see how powerful this build.
That is probably that kind of serves like a more MMO like power fantasy. Like, can you imagine you're a necromancer and no one can touch you because your skeletons are just so impervious to damage, or they just reflect it back so well? I don't know. I kind of like that. That sounds something I could get behind.
Will actually be in the end game. Now, we got to talk about a big concern that was discovered during the actual server slam. And that, of course, was an XP exploit. Check it out here. This is from Neckrage, who says, hey, Rod, you see this yet? Any idea what's going on? And it takes us to this video right here. Let's go ahead and play it.
So, World Tier 1, World Tier 2. I named two characters, Neckrage 1, Neckrage 2. Neckrage 1's obviously in World Tier 1. Neckrage 2's in World Tier 2, right? Two different world tiers. I was debating whether or not to actually play the legitimate game when it launches in World Tier 1 or World Tier 2 when you first start. Because I want to level very quickly. That's the idea, right? I'm at 0 experience right now. This is World Tier 1. I'm going to kill 3 wolves here. There's going to be 3 wolves on the left here. 7 experience for the first kill. Another 7, which brings me to 14. And another 7, which should be 21. 21 experience, right? Now, playing on World Tier 2, if we look at the difference, it's supposed to be 20% more experience. So if I load this character up, this is a brand new character, not the same one that I just killed the 3 wolves on, so he's at 0 experience, but he's on World Tier 2. Watch this. It should be 20% more experience, right? I'm at 0 experience. We're gonna go kill the same 3 level 1 wolves. And if you scroll over them, you'll see it says level 1 at the top. I'm gonna kill him. How much experience do you think I'm at? 7?
Probably 7.
20% more? I'm at 20 experience. Gonna kill this warg, and I'm at 60. I ended up with 21 experience from killing 3 wolves in World Tier 1. Now I'm at 60 for killing the same 3 wolves on World Tier 2. That is not 20%. Something's wrong. Does anyone know what's going on here? Anyone have any additional information?
Dang,
Has this already been confirmed?
my gosh.
I don't know. This is a pretty drastic difference in experience. That's triple the experience, almost.
And yes, Rod Ferguson did have some things to
What
say about
the
this.
heck?
Check it out right
Wait,
here.
wait,
He says,
wait.
yes, it's just a factor in the prologue because we reduce XP gains initially so we have better control of when you level as part of onboarding. When you add 20% to that reduction, it makes the numbers look funky. Once you complete the prologue, then everything as it should be. So it seems like everything will normalize in terms of XP gains.
I was gonna say, if that's the case, something is off. I kind of felt like I leveled pretty fast, personally. Like, I cleared the campaign in no time at all. Yeah, I thought I was leveling pretty fast, personally.
For World Tier 2, that 20% boost when it comes to getting
And I had
past
Druid,
that
play Druid.
prologue. So, yeah, that seems to be his explanation right there. So, I don't think it's anything to really be worried about. In the final version of the game, no big deal. All right, so we have Tamaz, who says this right here on Twitter. He says, Rod, with 100% honesty to all players, without telling all that company BS, could you please tell that Diablo 4 will definitely be without pay to win? And what about druids?
Dude, it's a company. He can't say that. Why would you try to put him in a position? Like, these guys have meetings about this type of stuff, right? There's like rooms and PR, like they, like he just can't say that. He just can't outright say something because the moment he goes, like, and there's also no reason to, he I don't understand.
Did the beta and server slam give you a feeling their damage is really low. And the response is this from Rod Ferguson. Diablo 4 will not have pay to win. I think they've said this a billion times. I played Druid and that it was great. Lightning Storm in particular, but don't forget
Yeah, Lightning Storm was super good.
you couldn't get to their boons, so you're missing an important part of the Druid progression in the betas. So yeah, of course. And that applies to also the Barbarian. We didn't get to certain skill sets and abilities for the Barbarian as well. So yes, that's what I'm really excited for, is getting into the Barbarian more past that level 25.
Dude, we're
All
almost
right,
there.
so we also have this question. This is a really important one. Will
I just know the moment someone convinces, like a streamer or someone convinces like something is pay to win, and it like, to be honest, it might be, who knows, unintentionally, that tweet is going to just do, it's gonna suck. And all he's gonna do is, well, we apologize, we'll make the changes. He's gonna go on about their day.
preload be available before early access starts? And yes, of course, it is going to be available. When that's going to be happening, not too sure. I'm going to guess like 2 days ahead of time if I speculate, because of what they did with the server slam, the open beta, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'll let you guys know the exact date when it comes to preloading. Next up, we have this one. Do PS5 players have anything to worry about with the Xbox Blizzard acquisition going through? Rod Ferguson
What the
confirmed
heck?
no. So yeah, nothing is going to be
What kind of
changing
question?
apparently for Diablo 4 if, of course, Microsoft does acquire Activision. And yes, Blizzard is under Activision. So what does that mean, though, for the long-term future for things like Diablo 5? Well, I think that they do want to keep things multi-platform with how they are treating Call of Duty. So yeah, I wouldn't worry overall at all whether or not Microsoft acquires Activision currently. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. And for the next question, stay with me for the full answer, because there is a part 2 to this answer that you guys have never seen before. So stick with it. Here we go. All right, so it goes on to say this from Sendo, who says, "Hey Rod, sorry if this was answered. I'm trying to theory craft builds for powers that increase damage to enemies that are crowd controlled. How does this work for bosses and world bosses? When they are staggered, is that a constant state
Didn't
of crowd
he answer
control?
this yesterday?
Thanks." And of course, Joe Shelley did say this: when a boss in Diablo 4 is staggered,
Dude, this was in yesterday's video. You son of a gun. Cause I remember thinking Joe Shelley reminds me of someone from Fairly Odd Parents. Like I don't know, something about that is just like a Fairly Odd Parents like angle. Bro, this was in yesterday's video. You should be ashamed of yourself. Come on, bro. Do better.
they are treated as
Recycling content? I guess. I don't know. Who cares? I guess. Because once the game is out, I don't tend to come back because I'll have the game. So it is what it is.
afflicted by all CC types. For example, if you have 10% increased damage to slowed enemies, you'll deal 10% more damage while the
Was
boss
this in
is
yesterday's
staggered.
video? Maybe
This
it
applies
wasn't.
to
I just
other
remember
effects
seeing Joe Shelley's
conditions on the target being CC2. And the follow-up question to all of this is,
picture.
does that mean damage is stacked if you have multiple crowd control bonuses? Say you have 10% to slowed and 10% to fear. Would that add up to 20% damage? Great question. And the answer is this: yes, damage stacks from multiple bonus, either additively or multiplicatively, depending on the effect. So yeah, there's just no denying that's going to be extremely important to know before heading into these boss battles, especially world bosses. That's going to be essential to know. But we also need to know more about attack speed modifiers for skills, because there's some information missing currently right now in the UI. It's not telling you everything about your skills. Check this out right here. It goes on to say this: Blizzard, please show attack speed modifiers for skills in tooltips. For those of you who are not already aware, skills have different attack speeds. In some
I am very aware of this because the Druid's little Earthbender move is so slow. I do not understand why it is so slow. Earth Spike. Oh wait, I don't know what it is. It is so slow.
cases, it can be quite significant. For example, Druid's Earth Spike attacks nearly 40% faster than Maul. I tested this by seeing how long in seconds it would take to attack 30 times with each skill. It is important to show this information to players because it can mislead them. If we compare Maul and Earth Spike, for example, a normal player would look at the base values and conclude that Maul's DPS is higher Then Earth Spike against single targets. That's 20% versus 16% weapon damage, respectively. In reality, at level 1, Earth Spike actually outperforms Maul in raw damage per second, and it's also a range skill on top of this. Now, despite Earth Spike only generating 10 spirit compared to Maul's 14, they are actually nearly identical in spirit gain per second. I understand why attacks would have different speed modifiers on them, similar to lucky hit percentages. It's easier to balance skills this way and important for making skills feel a certain way. It makes sense for Maul to thematically be slow, heavy, and powerful. I just wish we had this information up front and didn't need to test it out to find out the values ourselves.
And these are the kind of threads that I actually do like on Reddit, because statistics. I like statistics. In I like statistics in a vacuum, and I like to see them, like how other people react to them, because it's really just good. I like theory crafting. You need to theory craft properly. You need to know what you are theory crafting. So I think this is a good thread personally. Um. As far as what they need, I feel like, because last Epoch does do a really good job at detailing your skills thoroughly. So I think if they can just, we'll see. I'm not gonna get into the we need more of this, we need more of this. Like I want to play the game first, bro. Let me play the game, and then we'll go from what we need from that point forward.
Exactly. So this definitely needs to be added in to the game to give that proper feedback to, of course, the player. And we have some agreements here as well. Check it out. It says, seconded, I was surprised to learn that basic and core skills didn't all just use your flat weapon speed. It seems like the attack animation speed is often inconsistent. So, the more you know. Yeah, there's a lot going on under the hood with a lot of these systems. So, I hope to actually make videos in depth as to what is happening with a lot of these systems, so stay tuned.
I would not.
Also,
be
we
there.
have a PSA.
I would 100%
Check it
not
out
be there.
here. It says this: PSA, World Tier 1 and World Tier 2 have the same loot drop tables. The more you know. I think that many players mistakenly think that World Tier 2 has better loot drops, as in more legendaries or higher level drops.
It was more difficult. It's more difficult. I like the drunge of the feel and the pacing of the game. I don't really care about more loot. It is the tutorial of the game. If you're not speedrunning, it doesn't matter. If you're speedrunning, you do War Tier 1 anyways. But if you're just someone who wants to have a fun game experience, then you'll most likely do World Tier 2. And doing World Tier 1 does not make you a worse player or anything, because to progress, you still have to go to World Tier 2, and because of the capstone dungeon at the end. So World Tier 1 does not make you a worse player, because you still have to do the capstone dungeon at World Tier 2, and then we'll still end up on World Tier 3 together. So it really doesn't matter. If anything, this should just be more incentive for them to boost what's in World Tier 2. But again, people are going to play what they want to. I assume that's just how it's going to go. World Tier 1, where there's no real difference between them. It's just, I think it's a bad thing in a way, because it could be better. But again, you inevitably will end up in World Tier 3 at some point, so I guess it's not the end of the world. It's the tutorial of the game, because yeah, you get the loot table changes at World Tier 3, and that's where you want to get your better stuff at.
It doesn't. The only difference is that World Tier 2 gives 20% more experience and 15% more gold, but mobs are harder. Important thing to know, all quests XP, MSQ, Exploration XP is the same on both World Tier 1 and World Tier 2. Only XP from killing mobs is lower on World Tier 1. So, if you want to slam through main campaign as fast as possible, World Tier 1 makes a lot more sense than World Tier 2. World Tier 3 is what has A new loot table as sacred items, uniques are added, nightmare sigils, etc. Essentially, World Tier 1 and World Tier 2 can be viewed as tutorial tiers, and World Tier 3 is where the game really starts, with most game systems
Let's get
fully
it.
unlocked.
Hey, let's
Now,
get
for
it.
min-maxers looking to get to World Tier 3 as fast as possible, it will be more efficient to do the main quest line, I believe that is, on World Tier 1.
Main story
Switch
quest.
to World Tier 2 to complete the capstone and unlock World Tier 3. So there is a little bit of a tip right there for you all. If you just want to get to World Tier 3 as fast as possible, that's one way that you can actually accomplish that goal. All right, so we have this really good feedback here. Let me know if you guys agree with this one or not. It says, replace junk with protect. When scrapping items, you have the option to scrap all items that you mark as junk. If you are going to keep an item in your inventory to swap in and out, you have to mark every new pick up as junk. It would make more sense, to just be able to mark the items you do not want to scrap. Also, they need to add a sell all items for gold button to the shop, and if there's already one, they need to point it out to me. I love this idea of basically being able to like protect a small amount of items in your inventory. That needs to be an option anyway, but then just selling everything else. That makes a lot of sense to me, especially when you're in the game more and more. A lot of your items are going to be salvaged. There's going to be very specific items that you just want to keep, of course, and then you're going to store away, the others in stash potentially, or sell or break down the other parts. And now it's time to go over your top comments. Remember, leave
I
a
don't have
comment
an
down
opinion,
below.
really.
It could end up right here in a future video, so let's do this. Check it out. My most recent video was this one. Diablo 4 just got fantastic news. It's official. All new updates from the dev team. Check it out in the description below if you
That video was not it, by the way.
actually missed out on this one. But let's get into the replies, the comments. So we have WRX Psycho, who says this agreed with a lot of people have been saying with how involved the devs have been with the community, responding and making sure we all know what is happening. Has been a great thing to see so early on with such a beautiful game. With this, big shout out to the team. Thank you for all you guys do.
I agree.
So
It's
yes,
nice.
I have been
It's nice, and hopefully they can make it consistent. If they can make it consistent, it'll be even nicer. Because that means the game can continue to flourish and grow to be something special. Because I read a comment earlier, and this really stuck out to me. You only really get to play a Diablo game for the first time once every decade or so. Our chance, well, this is my chance to play Diablo 4, let it be kind of difficult, and actually just play it for the first time without no guides, no this or that, And I think a lot of people are taking that for granted, was trying to min-max out the gate, theory craft out the gate, like, come on. But everyone has their own thing. That's just my thing, so that's my opinion, and it can be different for everyone. I
blown
understand that
away
too.
by their level of communication, but also, most notably, how quickly they listen and then act upon listening, fixing things instantly, especially that Necromancer fix during the server slam. I was beyond impressed. All right, so we have this one right here from Troy. A really cool dungeon reset visual would be a burning torch outside the dungeon. If it is in reset, the torch is unlit. I love this idea. A simple visual representation of what's going on with the dungeon. If it is in the middle of being reset, then you would know. You'd have that visual representation on the outside of the dungeon. Dude, that is such a great idea. All right, so we have this one as well. Tanner Pickle says, I saw your channel via Osmongold reacting to a video of yours at some point, and I'm subscribed now. Just wanted to say you've been killing it with your content, dude. Your commentary makes for a chill and fun vibe. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've actually run into Osmongold's video, and I remember pressing play the first time, and I thought I heard an echo. I was like, is one of my videos playing? What's going on? Then I paused this video, and I was like, oh my god, he's reacting to my video. So yeah, that was fun. I think he reacted to 2 or 3 of the videos. But anyway, let's keep going. Ant X says this. I think if
I know a lot of people don't like this, because you'll see this in the other video I made with the how Reddit was acting with this guy's YouTube channel. I think it's nice that the guy is going over his comments, because he's interacting with his community, the people who watch his videos. I personally I love to see stuff like that because I think a lot of people hold those interactions in high regard, and I think that's it's just nice to make people feel heard, and I kind of respect that. Like honestly, like I get, I might criticize the videos somewhat, but I think that the guy himself or his team, good people, and I kind of respect that. Or nice people.
We
I'm
are
not gonna say
going to
good
stick
people.
with
They're
having
nice.
no dungeon reset button. The world map icon for the dungeon you are in should change. Example, when you enter dungeon and the icon showing that dungeon's location on the world map turns red. See, that's another great idea. And it says when you leave the dungeon, the reset timer starts. And when it resets, the icon changes back to white. I also think there should be 2 reset timers. If you portal out of the dungeon to any location outside the main city of the region the dungeon is in, like Yavashad, then the timer should be really short. So if you're farming, you can just port to the dungeon entrance and it resets in 30 seconds. And if you port into the main city, then the reset timer should be like 5 minutes. So you find an item that you want to equip, but you need to take some gems out of the item you're replacing and you want to add a legendary aspect before you equip it.
You guys are just asking for too much, bro. Like, you guys are just asking for too much, bro. Let's get into the game first, and then all this stuff will just come naturally, bro.
You have plenty of time to do that and pick up the dungeon where you left off. That actually makes sense. Seems like they could fine tune this based on.
If you really want to farm, you will farm. It would probably be inconveniencing for a little bit, but you will farm. Nothing's gonna stop you from farming. Like, stop with the quality of like. I wouldn't say the quality of life changes. They're more like things that just rub me the wrong way. Like, dude, stop with this. This is not fast food. It does not have to be convenience all the time. Let's be grateful we have a fun game, something new, and go from there.
Where you actually teleport. That would
That's
take
it.
some programming, I would imagine. But it sounds like to me it would be very doable as long as there's not like extreme exploits to this system. But yeah, definitely makes sense. All right, so there it is, the latest happenings around Diablo 4. Stay tuned for more. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.
I'll say this was better than yesterday, so I'll give it a real like. But yeah, that's the video. Kind of interesting how the Diablo 4 community is heating up, coming, but it's all coming to an end. Because once the game is out, actually, it's not gonna come to an end. I don't know why I said that. It's not gonna come to an end. I'll probably still watch some of this guy's videos. I shouldn't have been so harsh earlier. Like if there's like dev updates and stuff, because I won't care to go on Twitter. I can react to the patch notes myself, and yada yada yada. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know the motto. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. Tell someone you appreciate them. Tell someone you love them. And hopefully I can get my new headphones tomorrow. So I can't because I'm tired of this, bro. This is ass. But as long as they work, and that's all that matters. Anyways, take care. Peace.